Lawwin Media Network.
Bringing to you the most relevant content across all platforms.
Business, legal, politics, health, lifestyle, and entertainment.
Your source for all the news and updates in the greater Houston community from Texas and all over the world.
Get informed and empowered with Lawwin Media Network.
Welcome to Season 2 of the Pink Table Talk by Dr.D. Tune in and let's think pink on Wednesday. Come join as we are creating community through conversation. This is our voice.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Pink Table Talk, Season 2. This is Episode 3, and I'm your host, Dr.D. I'm a doctorally prepared nurse, educator, mentor, mother, domestic violence survivor, and advocate. I'm so happy that you all are watching us live tonight. You're either watching us through our Lawwin Media Network page on YouTube or on Facebook. And if you don't catch us live, you can catch us through our podcast platforms, including Apple, Spotify, Amazon, and Google. So welcome, everybody. It's been an amazing Season 2 so far. We had a tremendously beautiful episode last week with Sharina Tobar. She read us some poetry from her book, and she went over her inspiring story. So tonight we have been receiving lots of questions from our audience members. So tonight we are going to be answering your questions. It's been a busy couple of days for me. My daughter's birthday was on Saturday, and I hosted a pool party for her. And if any of you out there have ever hosted a children's birthday party, you know exactly how much hard work it is. So this week has been, extremely busy for me. I'm still exhausted and recovering from that children's pool party. But it was just such a wonderful event to see my daughter turn 7 and to see her enjoy with all of her friends and our family. So let's dive right in and let's get to our questions. So let's start with our first question of the night. This was sent in from one of our viewers. So one of our viewers asked the question, where did you grow up? So I grew up in New York City. I was actually born and raised in Manhattan, New York. I'm one of 9 children. I'm actually number 8. So I'm actually kind of on the lower end down the line. There's 4 brothers and there's 5 girls. So we were, just a very loud family growing up. We had lots of family time, lots of home cooked meals. My father, he was a pastor preacher. So we grew up always going to church and a very close-knit family. So my upbringing in New York City, it helped me to grow street smarts. It helped me to learn, about the world a lot earlier on. I really enjoyed my upbringing in New York City. It's not like growing up in the suburbs. It's definitely different. We didn't have like all the sports and, all those different activities, but we did find ways to have fun. We did have a lot of parks and different playgrounds that we got to enjoy. And for me, I'm a shopper, so I love shopping. And so I enjoyed New York City because I'm a fashion girl. I love fashion. I got to shop. I love coffee, so I got to go to all the different coffee shops. And I just love walking. I love walking around New York City. I love being able to just not have to drive everywhere. Anybody who knows me, they know that I don't like driving. They know that I hate driving everywhere. So in New York City, you don't have to drive everywhere. You can just walk, take a train, bus, or a cab. My friends, they tease me and they call me a passenger princess. But that's because I grew up in New York. Everybody, we walk everywhere. That's just kind of how it is. We can walk a mile or two in a day just to go to the store and come back. And we love it, and that's also what I love too. I got to definitely visit there sometime soon and see all my family and friends back at home. So let's get into question number 2. What has been the biggest challenge you have faced in your life? Wow, you guys are hitting me with the hard questions here. I guess for me, the biggest challenge that I faced in life was just kind of dealing with a difficult relationship that I had ended. And when I had ended that relationship, the other person didn't want the relationship to be over. So for me, it was tough dealing with all of the, I guess, emotional work, that it takes when you're kind of moving forward in life and the other person isn't. So for me, that was challenging because it involves so much emotional heartache in that. And I had to deal with that situation while also, raising children, being in school, working, and just trying to, move forward and grow in life. And for me, it was challenging because I'm a caring person. I have a big heart. I love people. I don't ever want to see people hurting. So for me, just going through that process really taught me a lot about myself. It helped me to grow mentally, emotionally. It helped me to see my blind spots. And it also helped me to learn how to empathize with others and to just pursue being healthier and pursue healthier relationships for my future. So we have a comment from one of our audience members. They're watching us through our Facebook page. The person said, "I don't think I can handle heartache while in school." I admire you for that. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for your comment. Yes, a heartache while you're going through any type of elevation in life, whether you're trying to pursue a career goal or an educational goal, definitely can be challenging. I think the best thing we can do for ourselves in those situations is to truly build a good support system for ourselves, to truly build a good network. I am a huge believer in mental health. I think everybody should have a therapist or a counselor that they can reach out to, that they can call. Some employers offer EAP services where you get like 10 counseling sessions. So if you're going through these challenges and you have a full-time job, reach out, take advantage of those sessions. If you're a student in school, a lot of universities and colleges offer counseling sessions for students, either on campus and even for students that live off campus. And nowadays we have a lot of telehealth options. So you don't even have to go into an office. You can do counseling online, text messaging, or even through video calls or Zoom. So I think it's very important for people to have that outlet, have somebody they can vent to that's a neutral party. I know oftentimes we love to vent to family and friends. While that can be helpful at times, it's not always the best option because they're not professionally trained, and then they're a little bit biased because they're so close to us. So, whether you're dealing with some type of heartache and you go to your friends and family and you vent about, your spouse or somebody you were dating, they're going to have a more biased opinion. Whereas a neutral party like a counselor, mentor, therapist, they're going to be able to have a more unbiased opinion. And so that really can help you get through those challenges. They can be a sounding board. They can help you with advice. And they can help you to feel more empowered and in control of that situation. So we'll go into our next question before we go to our first break of the night. What or who are the biggest inspiration in your life? Wow, these are really great questions. Oh my gosh. I would have to say, first off, biggest inspiration in my life would be God. Second one would be my father. Growing up, my father was just this very charismatic. He just was such a big personality. He was just this amazing human being, you know. Like I mentioned, he was a pastor. He often preached on Sundays. He was also a counselor, so he helped people get off of drugs, help people get off the streets. We were always, you know, giving out food to the poor with him. He was always giving back to the community. And he was always thinking of other people. So for me, I always remember growing up, him telling us to love everybody, to put others first, and to just try your best to be just a good human being. And I always loved that about him. And to me, he was the smartest man that I knew. He always had an answer for every question that I could think of. I mean, I would really try to challenge him too and give him these tough questions, you know, as a little inquisitive girl. But he always had an answer, and he always had a resource for it too. So he would always give me the answer and then tell me where else I can go to find more information. So to me, he was definitely one of the biggest inspirations in my life. And I still think of him every day, think of him fondly every day. And he just continues to inspire me, even though he's passed away a long time now. We have another comment from an audience member. So this another Facebook viewer, they said, same here, Dr. D. I grew up in a broken home, but my father raised me, and he did not show or make me feel incomplete. Yes, the fathers, they can make or break our homes, and they can make or break our development. So it can be challenging if you don't have a strong family system or a strong father growing up. But I'm just so grateful and thankful that, you know, I did have the father that I did growing up. So it's about time for our first commercial break of the evening. So stay tuned and we'll be back.
In a world filled with fleeting moments, there's beauty waiting to be captured. My name is Christian, and I specialize in immortalizing your most precious memories, from elegant weddings to vibrant events and timeless portraits. I'm here to make every moment unforgettable. Let me tell your story through the lens. Contact me today and let's create magic together.
In a world cluttered with information, where truth is power, Law and Weekly News stands apart.
We delve deeper, uncover facts, and bring stories to light. From political showdowns and economic triumphs to the pulse of the street and the heart of the community.
We capture the moments that define us, stories that challenge, inspire, and transform.
Tune in live Sundays 8 a.m. Central Standard Time and Sundays 6 p.m. Central Standard Time.
All right, everybody, welcome back. This is season 2, episode 3 of Pink Table Talk. The show is produced by Lawin Media Network, and you can watch the show live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, either through our Facebook page, Lawin Media on Facebook, or on our YouTube channel. And if you don't catch us live, you can catch us on our podcast platforms, either through Amazon, Google, Spotify, or iHeartRadio. I've just found out that's another one that we also broadcast on. So there's multiple ways that you can listen and tune in. Today, we're doing questions and answers with our audience. Our audience sent in some questions. They wanted to get to know a little bit more about me. If you are watching us live, you can post your questions in the chat and we will answer your questions for you. So let's go ahead with our next question. How do you change your hairstyle so quickly? Yes. So these are a few pictures of the hairstyles I've had just in the past couple of months. I love change. I love changing my hairstyle. I love the blonde. That's definitely been one of my favorite looks this year. I love diversity. I love being versatile. I always like changing my look. As a Black woman, we often use hair extensions, weaving, braids, crochet hairstyles. I have a fabulous hairstylist, Miss Queenie. And she's always, helping me and assisting me with changing up my hairstyle. I'm always coming to her with different ideas. And she's like, oh, yeah, that'll look good on you. Or if we try something and it doesn't look good. And I know she probably gets impatient with me sometimes because I'm like, this doesn't look good. Let's change it. But yes, so I utilize, I might do wigs sometimes, weaving, crochet hairstyles, braids. I do it all. There's no style that I won't try at least once. I love to try different colors. I've been exploring with more colors in the past 2 years. I used to always do black and brown, just kind of keep it professional. Last year, I started diving into some reds. Every now and then, I might do a little purple if I'm feeling a little fun. This year, like I said, I did the blonde, and then this is kind of a little sandy blonde. So yes, I love changing my hairstyle, and I'll probably be changing it soon. We have another comment from our audience. Somebody's caught a view of my tattoos. So Facebook user says, nice tats, Dr.D. I know a lot of people probably don't realize that I do actually have a lot of tattoos. I have about 18 tattoos of various sizes. I love artwork. I love just being creative in that way. For me, each piece has a meaning. Either I went through something and I decided to get that piece as a reminder of that experience, or I do it as kind of like a milestone, like of an achievement. It's like, okay, I went through this or I achieved this thing in life. So now let's get something to remember that by. So, my tattoos are each very special to me, and they each have a special meaning. We have another comment from a Facebook viewer. What is the most meaningful tattoo you have? Wow, that's a good question. I guess for me, the most meaningful, I would say, is my first tattoo. So that's, let's see if I get it here. This is my little cross, my anchor, and my heart. So it means faith, hope, and love. And this was actually the first tattoo I got back when I turned 30. So that was like a milestone for me. It was my 30th year. I kind of felt like I was actually becoming myself. I was feeling more comfortable in my own shell. I thought about getting tattooed for a long time. It took me 2 years to actually finally decide on this design. And so it just means a lot to me because it's actually based on one of my favorite scriptures about having faith, hope, and love. And the greatest of these is love. So for me, I love just having it. It's just a good reminder for me. And it's just beautiful. Somebody wrote in the comments here, 30, aren't you just 30 now? No, I'm a little bit more than 30, but thank you for that compliment. I appreciate it. All right, so we'll go into our next question of the evening. Oh my goodness. What do you look for in a partner? Ooh, wow. Ooh, that's a tough one. I'd have to say, wow, I definitely have spent a lot of time in the past couple of years really trying to focus in on what's important to me and what I'm actually really looking for. I think at the end of the day, what matters the most to me is looking for somebody that is emotionally, mentally stable and mature. I'm not really big on, having somebody has to meet this long checklist of items. But I definitely want somebody who is healthy, somebody that takes care of their mental health, takes care of their emotional health, somebody that is kind to others, someone that's compassionate to others. Because if you're unkind to other people, like waiters and people outside, then you're going to be unkind eventually to me in those situations. So I look for kindness, definitely a sense of humor. Anybody that knows me knows that I love to joke around. I can be sarcastic at times. So definitely somebody that has a good sense of humor, stable, that take care of themselves mentally, physically, emotionally, and somebody with ambition. I want somebody that can look at the big picture, that wants to go somewhere in life. And that has some goals that they want to achieve. So to me, that's someone that makes a great partner. All right, we have a question from one of our audience members. Please do share with us your skincare routine. Oh, wow. It's so funny. I've been asked a lot in the past, I would say 2 years, about my skincare routine. I think what's helped me the most in the past 2 years is I just started using like a lot of serums. After you get a certain age, you have to start using serums. You add more products to your routine. So for me, in addition to using facial cleansers. I've also now used different serums and vitamin supplements, and I try to get good sleep. I try to drink water. I don't drink enough water, but I definitely try to get my water in. And just rest. I think rest is the best thing you can do. Try to rest and get fresh air and sunshine. So thank you for your question. So we'll do one more question before we go to our next break of the night. So this question is, what is your greatest accomplishment in life? Wow, that's a really wonderful question. I would have to say my children. They are definitely my greatest accomplishment in life. Early on, I was told I couldn't have children. And so then when I finally did have children, they were just very special to me. I had difficulties in pregnancy and then in labor, and they were both born prematurely, and, had long hospitalizations. But today they're running around, driving me crazy like normal kids do. And they're just my biggest accomplishment. I'm so proud of them every day. I see their kindness and compassion in each other. I see their strength, and they have big personalities. They do speak up for themselves. Sometimes too much. I tell them, you can wait till you're 18. But they're doing really well in school, and they're just amazing little girls. And I truly, truly love them. So we're going to go to our next commercial break, but everybody stay tuned for more questions and answers with Dr. Carly D.
Join us for a captivating new series where Lon sits down with the trailblazers of the music and entertainment world. Discover the stories behind the faces and voices that shape our culture and community.
We will bring you exclusive interviews with industry legends and rising stars. Behind the scenes insights and get a peek into the creative processes and personal journeys. Artists and performers and their upcoming shows and events.
Stay tuned for more updates and sneak peeks. Follow us on social media and subscribe to our channel. Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Pink Table Talk. I'm your host, Dr. Carly D, and tonight we are answering your questions. We received a lot of emails from the audience, people just wanting to get to know more about me. I'm always having, these wonderful and amazing guest speakers on my show. But people have been writing in to get to know a little bit more about me. So we do have a question from one of our Facebook viewers. Wow, Facebook, you guys are really live tonight. So this user asked, how do you manage work and life and being a single mom? What a good question. I get asked that a lot. Just because
I do so much, I work, I do volunteer work, I'm part of different organizations. I also make sure I spend time with my children and do activities with them. I think for me, it's about finding balance and it's about planning things out. I'm a huge planner, so I always like to plan everything out and make sure that, the weeks are balanced. I don't want to have too many meetings or too much work activities going on. This time of year with the holidays coming up, I like to slow down on some of like my volunteer work and organizational work so that I have more time for my children, to do family activities with them. This is my favorite season. I love the fall, pumpkin patches, Thanksgiving. I love to cook a big meal. I cook all the foods for the holidays, and I love to bake. I think for me, it's just about finding that balance. Like I said, even if I do volunteer organizational work, that might be once or twice a month work. I try to make sure I don't stay overtime anymore like I used to. So that way I can be home to cook dinner. I cook every evening for my children. And, you just find ways to make it work. If there is things that I have to do extra, I try to do that once they go to sleep. So that way, and that's my mommy time. I instilled a strict bedtime with them. So that way I do have time in the evenings if I have to send out emails, do extra work, and then also time for myself to decompress at the end of the day. So thank you so much for that question. We have another question from our Facebook viewer. They said, have you ever consulted to a psychologist before? This viewer has therapy for depression for 6 years. They were labeled as crazy because of that. Any advice for people who don't normalize seeking mental health help? Yeah, so this has been, mental health struggles has been a huge stigma in America. And I probably would say in a lot of cultures for a very long time. It is definitely something that we are still pushing for socially, to improve the advancement of people who have mental health struggles. I'm a huge advocate for mental health and awareness. I think the best thing you can do is just continue to tell people your story. I think the more often we share our stories with others, the more it does become normalized in our society. That's why I share with people, the fact that I have gone through counseling, that I have sought therapy. People will see me as a professional woman, successful woman, but yet I do seek counselors, mentors, and therapists from time to time to help me when I'm going through or facing any type of challenge. I think when people realize that, their neighbors, their doctors, their lawyers, the average person is going and seeking mental health help, I think that is what is going to help to normalize it, because we all go through challenges. We can all face, anxiety, depression at times, and it's okay to seek help. There's nothing wrong about that. So I hope that you can find comfort in knowing that you're not alone, and I hope you continue to seek help. All right, so we'll go into our next question. What's in your playlist right now? Oh, wow. I like all kinds of music. Some of my friends, they make fun of me and because of my music choices. I think right now my top 3 favorite songs I would have to say is Kendrick Lamar's "They Not Like Us," $1 Million Baby, and what's that? It's like this Meg Thee Stallion's this Matsu Mushi. It was this Japanese type song. But it's just so catchy. Whenever it's on the radio, me and my kids, we love, hearing that song and playing it and singing to it in the car. So those are my three favorite songs right now that's in my playlist. Okay, we have another question. Oh, first I'll read the comments. Somebody said, Kendrick Lamar, that was unexpected. Yes, I actually do enjoy his music from time to time. I think he's a brilliant artist. All right. Somebody said, what do you normally do to relax aside from spending time with your family? I enjoy movies. I definitely love going on walks. I might even I try to read more books lately. Definitely in the winter, I definitely would love to sit and read a really good book. And I like to put on my fake fireplace, my Yule log on the TV, so I can really feel cozy, in my apartment. I wish I had a real fireplace though. But most of the time I do try to get out. I like to socialize. I like going out to different restaurants. I like to, go to different events. That does help me to kind of relax, decompress from my normal work, being the professional me, being the mom me. I do like to get out and be the social butterfly. Okay. So let's get into our next question. Speaking of getting out in restaurants, what are some of your favorite foods and restaurants? Coming to Houston, they have such a large variety of restaurants and foods here. I'm actually in a foodie group called Houston Eat and Meet, and they always have great recommendations for different restaurants. One of my favorite restaurants that I tried recently was Doña Letty, and they had the most amazing birria tacos that I've ever had. I think it was one of the best meals I've ever had in my life. It was just so good, so delicious. Here in Houston, they love tacos, and I'm a Taco Tuesday girl. So for me, I would have to say for Houston, it's the birria tacos. Let's see. Facebook viewer who's watching now said, you should try Jollibee. That is on my list. I heard their fried chicken is really good. So, but there's always such a long line to get in. So I definitely have to try to get there early one evening to try that fried chicken. I can smell it though when I drive by. Smells really good. All right. So we'll get into our next question. Okay. So what are any tips for success or advice that you can give? Ooh, that's a good question. I think the best advice that I can give anybody out there who is hoping to achieve success in life is to follow your passion. I feel that if you have a passion for what you're doing and what you want to do, you're going to work hard at it, and you're going to not give up. You're going to keep going despite any challenges you may have. I think for me personally, it was because I had a passion for what I'm doing. I have a passion for nursing, for healthcare, for people. I have a passion for teaching. So that was my driving force. That's what kept me going despite the challenges and the roadblocks and obstacles that I faced along the way. I think people who succeed in life, they're not foreign to challenges. I think a lot of time people think the road to success is easy. or they think the road to success is smooth. And it's not. It's always going to be challenging. There's always going to be things that happen that you don't expect along the way. And so you have to be ready for that and prepared for that. And that's why I said you have to have a good support system, a good network system. If you don't have a strong family support system, build one. Build your community. Most successful people, if you read their books or hear their stories, they built for themselves a community of people, whether that's mentors, coaches, teachers. They always had somebody that they could kind of talk to, who could encourage them and keep them going through those difficulties to get to the top. So I hope that helped to answer your question. So we're going to go ahead and take our last break for the evening, and we're going to come back with our last few questions. So stay tuned, everybody, and we'll
Are you ready for engaging conversations on education, teaching strategies, trends in the classroom?
Tune in to Teacher Talk, Live Chickahan, with your hosts, Teacher Cora and Dr. Claire.
In each episode, we'll dive into meaningful discussions, share insights, and connect with fellow educators.
Don't miss out on the fun and camaraderie. Grab your coffee and join us for some lively Chickahan. Every Saturday, 9 a.m. Central Time, 10 p.m. Philippines.
Welcome back, everybody, to Pink Table Talk. And tonight we are answering your questions. We have a question here from another Facebook viewer. They asked the question, if you can give one advice to your daughter, what would it be and the reason behind that? For me, I would tell my daughters to always be themselves, be true to themselves, and to treat others with kindness, love, and respect. And I think that's the best thing that we can all do in life. We have to all find our voice and be true to ourselves. But I think we should also be mindful in how we treat other people as well. So thank you for watching and thank you for that question. And there's another question. It says, can you describe yourself in one word? Wow. That you want people to remember you for? Wow. Only one word? I would say love. I want people to know that I loved people. I love others. And that, I'm a loving person. I'm a safe place. You can come to me and you'll be accepted and loved for who you are in your true, authentic self. So I think that would be what I would go by. All right. And we have another one. What do you miss from back home? Okay. Yes. From New York City. Everybody who knows me knows I always say this, and I'm always complaining about the pizza here. I miss New York City pizza. That is something that I have been craving and wanting ever since I moved here a couple of years ago to the South. I'm sorry, Houston. Y'all just don't do pizza like we do. I've tried a lot of different places. I've gone to, different restaurants. Some have come close, but nothing beats, a New York style pizza, the kind that's so big, you got to fold it in half. You got the cheese dripping, oil dripping, I want that pizza that messes your whole face up. That's what I'm looking for. And, Houston, y'all just don't have it. Y'all don't have it. So, so that's definitely on my list. And so we'll go into our last question of the night. Ooh, yes. Any upcoming projects? Wow. Yes. I'm definitely a busy woman. I do a lot. So one thing that's coming up is a paper that I'm publishing. It's for LGBTQ healthcare to improve the biases in the healthcare. So that's a paper that's coming up that's going to be published. I'm also working with Safe Families for Children. We're launching a Houston chapter in the next year so that we can start helping some of the single parent families here who are in crisis. So that is something that we are also, that I'm working on. Another project that I'm working on is actually been working with a publisher to get a book published. I wanted to get my story out there. A lot of people have asked me to write my story. So I'm actually looking at different publishers right now so that I can get my story out there finally. Some other things that I'm doing, that I'm looking forward to, I would say, is the holidays. Like I said, this is my favorite time of year. So I'm hoping in the next couple of months just to be able to spend more time with my girls and cook, bake, and just enjoy the holidays with my family. So that is what's coming up for me. And I hope you all do continue to stay tuned and watch our show every Wednesday. And so I want to say thank you all for your questions. You guys can continue to email me and send in your questions, and we can answer them again on another episode. Thank you guys again for watching us tonight. Remember to tune in every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central, 8 o'clock Eastern to Pink Table Talk. We have a lot more inspiring stories coming to you. We have a lot of great guests coming up. So definitely watch us each week live or catch our recording on the podcast channels. Like I said, it's Apple, Amazon, Spotify, or Google. Thank you all for watching us tonight, and hopefully we see you soon next week. Bye, everybody.